It's a wonderful day in West Virginia. Welcome to the Daily 304 Innovators and Entrepreneurs Show. Here at the Daily 304, we are committed to sharing the wealth, beauty, opportunity, and innovation that's here in wonderful Almost Heaven, West Virginia. Twice a month, we introduce you to innovators and entrepreneurs and dig a little deeper into their companies, their work, their purpose, and the reasons they are here in the Mountain State and proud to call themselves West Virginians. Today, we are joined by Chef Paul Smith. He's a household name in West Virginia's culinary scene, what I like to call a food entrepreneur, taking what he has learned from across the country to run popular eateries like The Pitch, 1010 Bridge, and Ellen's Ice Cream here in Charleston, West Virginia. Chef Paul, thanks for being with us.
That was completely my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Chef, you were running everything from an ice cream stand to a pitch grilled soccer haven. Can you tell me a little bit about the rich history that you have with food and how you bring your unique perspective to it with coming from Appalachia? Can you talk about that a little bit for me?
Yeah, I think Appalachian, means hospitality. You come to someone's house in Appalachia, you're not a stranger, come in, have some beans and cornbread, maybe a little moonshine. That's how my family was, growing up in a large Italian family. Cooking with my grandfathers, the first memories that I have is kind of standing on the box, milk crate or what have you, stirring the gravy with him at the Glen Ferris Inn.
Oh,
so,
wow.
that is, it's all about family, making the memories, creating an experience for me. I mean, the food is obviously my passion, but I think even more so, it's bringing people together as a community, over food and kind of letting the boundaries down and just letting the food not be the forefront, but the conversation with people.
So I heard a lot about community and tight-knit groups and family there. Talk a little bit about the diversity and how the local community supported you and why you chose to come back to West Virginia.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to travel, Napa Valley, Asheville, South Carolina, Florida. Nowhere ever just felt like home. I needed to get out, spread my culinary wings and learn, and then I always wanted to come back to Appalachia.
Wow.
So, the diversity of Appalachia is what makes it great. I mean, from the ingredients to the people to the heritage, everyone that came to this region, I try to draw from for inspiration, great, whether it be produce or protein, and just utilize what we have and try to do it as, do as little to it as possible and let the food just really speak for itself.
Letting the food speak for itself. There's an interesting story we've talked about before about green tomatoes at the Pitch and a new invention. What was created there when out of a shipping error?
Well, the green tomatoes from Brad Grit were supposed to go to 1010. They came to the Pitch. I said, hey, we've got pimento cheese and bacon, and what's not to love about those things? So let's put them on a pizza, put a little scallion crema on it, and it just really took off. It's one of our best sellers seasonally, obviously for green tomatoes. And it just kind of goes to show you that, sometimes accidents happen and they could be the best thing for a restaurant.
Talk to me a little bit about the creativity and the risk-taking that you take as a chef in the different locations and the kinds of food that you're making. Forgive me, but what kind of food would Barkadas be when you founded that restaurant?
So Barkadas is primarily Filipino.
And then at 1010, you do some unique things with beets. You just shared that you took green tomatoes and a little bit more casual dining atmosphere at the Pitch. And then you've also gotten into ice cream. So talk a little bit about that diversity and what inspires you to do that.
Well, I think, talk about Appalachia, talk about diversity, it really shows how well-rounded, we can be as an organization, we can be as a chef team and a management team, getting creative with things like green tomatoes or beets, in either ice cream in a fine dining farm to table restaurant, or in I say a thoughtful sports bar, or you can also go Filipino route. I mean, I think really it's embracing the culture, embracing and really gaining the knowledge, because really in the culinary world, knowledge is power.
If you think about being in West Virginia, what do you do? And I know you're awful busy. What do you do to recharge your batteries and to living in West Virginia? What benefit does it bring you, as busy as you are and as much, and to me, pressure is on you every day to perform?
Well, how I recharge my batteries is going out and experiencing other restaurants, other places, throughout West Virginia, not just here in the greater Charleston area, but all over the state. I mean, we did an event at Adventures on the Gorge. You're going up to Canaan Valley or Snowshoe or, some other great places, my friends' restaurants in Wheeling, and, just gaining inspiration and kind of recharging the batteries at the same time. I'm going to the Greenbrier tomorrow for a culinary demo with 3 of the best chefs, plus the Greenbrier chef, which is, hands down the best. And, just learning from others, really embracing this culinary Appalachian scene that we have here. And, West Virginia is kind of at this crossroads right now where we can, I say move from natural resources to natural resources. We're always going to have oil and gas and coal, and that's our heritage. But now, getting into tourism and national parks and really celebrating the Appalachian and West Virginia heritage, which to me is hospitality.
It's experiencing the wealth, beauty, and opportunity of West Virginia with your eyes, ears, and thanks to you, your taste buds. So if you could give entrepreneurs and innovators a piece of advice about being in business and how to keep going and how to what would you share with them?
Just, perseverance and, stick to your guns. I mean, we opened, Barkadas opened 3 weeks before the pandemic. And then everything else is opened during the pandemic. Besides Ellen's, it was a 25-year great staple that we wanted to make sure that continued. But I think, overcoming adversity is the number one thing. Staying positive and really embracing and realizing that the human resources that are around you, your team, your staff, your partners, are your most important. So don't ever lose sight of, it's not just me, it's us. And I think that's the huge thing.
Excellent. And that's part of Appalachian culture. We know that from the manufacturing background. Chef Paul, we're running out of time. Real quick, what's the best way for people to connect with you and your businesses and learn more about what you do?
I'd say come in and just enjoy it. Come in and enjoy the experience, whether it's at the pitch, whether it's at Barkadas, whether it's, getting a scoop of ice cream at Ellen's or coming in for a nice relaxing evening at 1010. I think just getting out and experiencing it. And I'll more than likely be at one of those places 7 days a week. So I look forward to seeing everybody that comes in.
Well, it's been wonderful to speak with you today, and thank you so much for your time. Thanks for all you're doing to make life taste better here in wonderful West Virginia. That's all the time we have today, Chef. Thank you.
Thank you. It was completely my pleasure. I appreciate you having me.
And thank you for watching. Be sure to follow us on all our social media channels at The Daily 304. You can also stay up to date with all the great things happening in beautiful, almost heaven, West Virginia by heading to wv.gov/daily304. We'll see you again next time.